Today we are talking about domestic violence, but we're also celebrating the strides we've made as women. There is domestic violence, it's critical, it is huge, and it is something that we have to address, not just the women, but also generally. There is also children, but today we are also looking at it, being that it's a celebration of womanhood from the point of view of family women. And who to have better than Madame Christine here? She's from the Police Child Family Protection Unit.
Many of the crimes that are happening around, or the source of crimes that happen around, start with family issues. When there is no peace at home, then there are issues of crime that comes in. It goes even to health issues. When families are not happy, when there is domestic violence at home, then it leads to health issues. We've seen people going out and people have got infections of HIV and AIDS, STIs. We've seen broken families. We've seen death. Yes, people have died. We've seen people losing limbs. The fight against domestic violence needs multi-sectoral approach. We need the NGOs. We need the government, like the Uganda Police Force, to come in. We need the community, because it does not only affect us, but it is affecting everyone. And the police alone, as the department, may not be in position to fight this problem unless we engage everyone. Apart from creating the department, the Uganda Police Force has gone ahead to recruit and train specialized police officers, like Christine, who is standing in front of you, to handle cases of domestic violence and child abuse. The other thing that Uganda Police Force has done, it has developed a training curriculum on GBV, gender-based violence. Victims, you find that at times victims need a lot of protection. They don't need to go back home where their abuse has occurred. Maybe the husband is an abuser. She cannot go back there. Maybe daddy is the one who is abusing the child. The child cannot go back there. So the challenge we have is that we, the government, we don't really have shelters where we can have temporary protection for the victims of abuse.
Okay, Dorothy is going to talk to us. She's the representative from FIDA.
Now, FIDA fights for human rights as a whole, with a focus on women and children, using the law as a tool for social justice. Domestic violence are acts that occur within a domestic setting, and it looks at different types of domestic violence. There is the physical itself, where you see mommy and daddy exchanging blows. Then we have the economic violence. Now, economic violence is, for example, the deprivation of an individual to their rightful entitlements, of like paying their school fees, making sure that they are dressed, medical health is provided. If you deny them any of these, that means you're committing the act of domestic violence under economic violence.
Basically, it does fight for women's rights and empowerment.
You advocate for ladies, that's it.
Yes, the reason we do that is because we are a donor-funded organization. Therefore, you find that we are not funded to actually represent men in the courts of law.
Have you had some instances where a man runs to FIDA after getting problems with his wife?
Very many. I'll assure you, like in 10 cases, about 3 men or 4 will come and say, she has reported me.
The reason we deal with issues like bride price is because the nature of domestic violence that Mifumi works around is mostly social-cultural. Bride price, polygamy, early child marriages, that sort of thing. That is our specialty. So when working with our beneficiaries, we work around 3 main areas: protection, prevention, and provision. So we do a lot of protection work through partnership work with the police. We do a lot of the prevention work through campaigns, a lot of information and campaigns to prevent domestic violence. And then the provision is through the provision of legal aid services.
Some things are so heartbreaking, very, very heartbreaking to find we are trading our own souls, we are trading our own blood. Why am I saying this? the police officer there, she stood up and told us about how our fellow Ugandans, our sisters are being sold off out there, harassed, they're helpless, they're vulnerable, and they have nothing to do about this. And I think prevention is better than cure. I would thank God if there would be many girls camping here to hear this.
About awareness, because right now we are talking about violence, but for me is, why don't we prevent it? Why don't we work on something before it escalates? You look at the televisions and radios today, how many of these organizations actually have infomercials there telling us about these, how to prevent it, how to stop it, how to even get out of a relationship.
Even the reading culture. There's a lot of information in the newspapers. How many people read? In the internet, how many people read? The awareness is there. But for me, I would suggest, like you, the radio presenters, you know, as you are presenting, like yesterday's, I think one of the radios, somebody was presenting and was talking about, you know, talked about domestic violence like for 1 minute and then went, and I said, this is good.
Part of the challenges we've had while trying to use the media is the costs. It's very, very, very expensive. And in order for this advocacy work and behavioral change work to have any impact, it has to be sustained. You know, so one commercial on radio once a week is really useless. It needs to happen like 15 times every day for 7 months.